welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson. I'm an anxiety coach who has struggled with anxiety disorder for over 3 years and now have been anxiety free for over 9 years and now help other people that are struggling with anxiety to overcome theirs in a natural way.
Whenever we're dealing with anxiety or things in general, doesn't matter if it's a positive thing or a negative thing, we tend to get comfortable with that situation. We tend to, in a way, get stuck in that situation because we are comfortable and we already know how the situation is. With us, for example, it's with anxiety. We're already used to dealing with anxiety and we know how it is. So we, in a way, get comfortable subconsciously. We get comfortable with our situation. And this is one of the reasons why we have a hard time to change ourselves and to overcome our anxiety. Now, of course, we want to. I'm not saying that we don't want to. Of course, we want to. But after a while of dealing with anxiety, we get comfortable with it because we already know, we're already used to our anxiety. We already know how it works and everything. So now overcoming it is a very uncomfortable thing because we need to put ourselves in certain situations that is going to make us feel uncomfortable. It's going to make us more anxious. Like, for example, if we are afraid of going somewhere or leaving our house and we need to do exposure therapy, that's going to make us feel very uncomfortable in putting ourselves in that situation of leaving our house or going to that place or doing that thing that triggers our anxiety. But we need to do that in order for ourselves to feel much better, in order for us to overcome it. So we're already used to being a certain way. We're already used to being, okay, you know what? I'm already used to being this way. I'm already used to avoiding certain things. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to overcome your anxiety. No, I know that you want to, but subconsciously, we're just used to that. We're used to being this way already because we get into this certain habit. Because we humans, we work on habit. That's the way we work. So if we're doing something after a very long time, we are going to be that way. That can be with a negative thing or a positive thing, whatever you want it to be. But at the end of the day, we need to overcome our anxiety and we need to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, and we're never going to feel as if it's the right time or now I feel comfortable in overcoming my anxiety. We're never going to be in that point. We need to take one step forward and eventually change that uncomfortable feeling to become more comfortable. Being uncomfortable is growth. Whenever you're not comfortable, that means you're growing. Whenever we're comfort, it's a poison to growth. You understand? It's not a good thing for growth. So whenever we're comfortable, generally speaking, whenever we're too comfortable in a negative way, in a negative situation or a negative scenario, that means we're not growing, and that makes us feel down, makes us feel depressed because we are not doing things that we want to. So somebody that wants to overcome, and this is why I say, I know that you want to, it's hard to overcome and you just feel comfortable with where you are right now. And I'm not saying comfortable and feeling your symptoms and everything like that and the thoughts that you have. No. You're just used to this. Subconsciously, you're already used to this. Your body's already used to being this way. So changing is going to rattle something within us, and we don't want that. We don't want something to be rattled, and it's very hard for us to overcome. Now, overcoming our anxiety, it requires energy. We don't have that energy. So whenever we're comfortable, let's say, for example, whenever we're comfortable staying home, we are able to have that energy. But again, that energy is very limited because we're still dealing with anxiety, but we just don't have the energy anymore to put into overcoming it.
If you are looking for a natural remedy in order to help you to deal with your anxiety and help you on your journey to overcome it, I created Calmly CBD, where it specifically helps you to calm down your anxiety and panic attacks, and it helps you to feel calmer throughout the day so you're able to do things and not be paralyzed by your anxiety. If you want to learn more, you can click the link below where it says Calmly to learn more.
But as I was saying before, with being comfortable, it literally makes us feel down. So let's say if somebody's comfortable being with their anxiety, meaning that it's hard for them to change, and again, subconsciously, they're already used to being this way and it's hard for them to overcome. So being that way makes us feel down because we feel like we're stuck. Now, overcoming it is hard. It's not a simple 1, 2, 3 thing. I really wish it was. And that requires, again, like I said before, a lot of energy. It requires that motivation, that inspiration that we need to continuously move forward, because we're going to have those ups and downs. And it requires us to feel very uncomfortable sometimes. But that way we're able to grow. And a lot of us, we have a hard time doing that. And we may need help, and that's okay. Again, we may need help, and that is okay that we are looking for help, that we're seeking out help. It's very good that we do that, because we can't do this on our own. We can't. It's hard. It definitely is. But the point over here is that we need to start making ourselves a little bit uncomfortable to overcome our anxiety, so that we start feeling comfortable in situations that used to trigger our anxiety. That comfort is our enemy at the end of the day. It's not something that's going to help us. Like whenever I try to do something, me personally, let's say, for example, I want to improve myself in a positive way, because doing negative things, I think it's much easier for people. But let's say we want to improve ourselves in a more positive way. Like for me, for example, whenever I was going through anxiety, or even in general, whenever I was picking up my self-esteem and everything like that, I used to write every single day something in my notebook, things that are positive about me, positive about my life, things that I'm grateful for. But doing that was very uncomfortable. I had to sit there and think. Like, okay, what's good about me? What is good? I didn't even know. Like, okay, what is? What good thing happened to me through today or in my life? It was very hard for me to think that way. It made me feel very uncomfortable because I couldn't find anything. So what did I do? I'm like, you know what? No, we're not going to stop. I am going to sit here until I find one thing. I'm not going to find 10 things or 5 things, just one thing. And let's see if I can actually find something that is actually positive. You know what happened whenever I did find something positive? It felt amazing. I was like, whoa. I'm like, that is so true. That is so true. Like, this is a positive thing in my life. And it felt so great that I didn't give up. It gave me power and it gave me confidence. Like, hey, you know what, Emmanuel? You're capable. Even with my anxiety, how much I used to avoid being on my own. How much I used to avoid not going places. Like, for example, I used to be terrified of going on city buses. It made me feel very uncomfortable. So I would avoid it for such a long time, but it made me feel so down about myself. It made me feel like I wasn't in control of my life. And until I got to that point where I got sick and tired of living this way, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I can't live like this. I cannot be reliant on every single person. It's very annoying that I need to live my life according to somebody else's, and I have no control over mine. And what did I do? I went on the bus in the end. I remember this. And it was a 40-minute bus ride, but the entire time I felt very, very uncomfortable. And I was speaking to myself and calming myself down and everything. But it still was my first time. And the first time you're doing it, you feel very uncomfortable. And I kind of jumped into the exposure therapy and doing that. I kind of jumped into it. But the entire time, I was very uncomfortable. But the second I got off the bus was one of the best feelings I ever had. Because I was like, whoa, I was able to go on the bus on my own. That gave me back so much power into my life. That gave me back so much control back into my life, because I showed myself like, hey, you know what? It's capable. I grew from that. And I want to make you guys aware of this so that you guys can implement things that are going to help you with calming down your anxiety, that are going to help you to overcome your anxiety. Again, we can take baby steps. We don't have to do for everything in one shot like I did. And honestly, if I went back there, I would have done it step by step. I honestly would have taken the bus and get off the next stop. But whatever it was, I'm so grateful that I did. I'm so grateful. And a lot of people that I deal with that are nervous, that are scared to do things. Like I'll give you an example. I was dealing with somebody in my coaching program that I do in the one-on-one coaching. He was afraid of going on to the west side of his town. He was terrified because he had a panic attack. And I worked through with him. I worked with him in how he can eventually get there. And today he tells me, he's like, Emmanuel, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And I ask him, like, how does it feel to break that checkpoint that you wouldn't pass? How does it feel? He's like, in the beginning, it felt very uncomfortable, but he's like, now it feels amazing. He's like, I feel like I came back to myself. I feel like I got back power. I took back control. It's an amazing feeling. But the comfort, I want to make you guys aware of the comfort. And you're just, it's like, okay, I'm not feeling comfortable in doing this right now. I just want to let you know you're never going to feel comfortable in overcoming or doing things that is going to help you to overcome your anxiety. You understand? That's the thing, because again, our body and our mind is used to this already, and we're going to stay stuck in that cycle until we get sick and tired of it, like I did. I got sick and tired of it. I didn't want to live like this anymore. And I know that you are too. I know that you are too. But you just need that help in overcoming and showing you and guiding you in the right way. Like, I think if you had somebody to show you, to help you with that, to guide you through it, you will feel much better. You will have someone, because sometimes we need that. We need that support in order to move forward, in order for us to feel, okay, you know what? I have somebody. If anything, I fail, they're able to help me out. And that sometimes helps. It really does. But at the end of the day, guys, we want to start working towards being uncomfortable a little bit in the sense of things that are going to help us to calm down our anxiety and stopping to avoid the situation that trigger anxiety so that we can take back control of our lives and take back the power from our anxiety and be the person that we once was.
If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people. And the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.